James Charles here, and welcome. I am joined today a very, very special guest.
Rodeo Drive, guys. Hello. Yes.
For that platoon of whores that's gonna form on the horizon. Oh God!
Burn this thing!
You know me, not your average white girl.
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Okay guys, we got some issues to address. Social media was one of the biggest influences in our daily life since ICQ, MySpace and other platforms in the 2000s came to existence, especially for the age of my generation, and I highly appreciate it. What would I do without YouTube? Because I like it. But the mass growth of disturbing people in the last 5 years has increased so much that I'm worried about the overall intelligence of humanity. So let's talk about the psychology of the new social media age. Let's start with the obvious problems for everyone. Your loss of money and of free will. And of course, good content. Damn it, look what happened to 9gag in the last years.
Psych!
The complex mystery and special designed mass addiction and the rise of competitive economy wrapped up in new technology brings us this.
We face a number of important issues around privacy, safety, and democracy.
To be clear, the best controlling system for people ever created. Let's divide the system and be highly suspicious. In the mid-19th century, Britain used opium in order to secure a trade agreement with China. But the land of the dragon refused to offer, and so the Opium War started from 1839 until 1860. The lucrative business model, selling drugs to the poor, is being adopted by all colonial powers. That's why the British, Spanish and Dutch ran the opium farms in Asia until the end of the Second World War with full speed. In 1898, the first company buyer realized, damn, you can make money with this stuff, and let's call it medicine, so the drug addiction business model became commercial. Narcotics became one of the biggest problems in the entire world, but I think that most of you saw Breaking Bad or Narcos, so you know. That means, if you can control the supply of addictive behavior and substances, you will rise to high places of power and wealth. Now the question, why do you think social media skyrocketed since the early years of the 2000s? It's because of this, but in reality, it's because of the stuff called dopamine.
Yeah, Mr. White! Yes, science!
And since Vimeo introduced the world to the like button in 2005, the new media shifted extremely to the new marketing psychology of the reward system. And all the apps that everyone loves are specially designed to maximize dopamine rushes.
Blast off.
Let's go into detail now why we end up losing money. The complex field of media in general is too large to go into detail, so let's see why the government in particular uses the media to take advantage of it.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media
The first to use new media to manipulate the general opinion was Martin Luther, with a new technology called printing. Because of the possibility to spread his opinion extremely fast and without a challenge to his views, many people run with it. And so, he started a Protestant Reformation. So through history, it was a game about the speed of information. 400 years in the future, the British Empire took advantage of spreading fake news via newspaper in the First World War, telling that the Germans are fat farming corpses on the battlefield to stack up their fat storage. One major problem. The laws to prevent fake news sometimes take forever to catch up with the new situation and technology. That's why the internet doesn't really have a law structure to prevent misuse of wrong information yet. One example, the come up of the flat earth theory. Also, the internet provides us with the wisdom of the crowd, and we base, if we want or not, our opinions on that. The complication in general is that the brain cannot decide what information is processed after it has been absorbed by our sensory perceptions. And the more often the brain finds certain information again, the more strongly subconscious opinion formations and memory patterns are formed. Now combine information such as trends with a famous personality and you get mass manipulation on the assembly line. Now algorithms try to show it to you so often that after a year of bombardment you have lost the battle entirely. And now you spend your money on stuff you think is what you need. Should our youth become more and more influenced by dopamine-driven apps and media, there will be definitely consequences in the future. Not only that there are several studies about the loss of interpersonal interactions caused by social media, but it is especially the consciously added factor of dependence and influence. The longer the increased dopamine intake continues, the more resistant the brain becomes to stimulation. And at some point, you try to use stronger substances or situations to feel something. I'm very interested what you think of the situation, about the social media, the networks, the crazy people out there, and leave a comment. Leave a like and see you next time. Bye bye, your Papa Midnight.